November last year, I gave birth to our first baby. It's the first in my family and the sixth in my husband's family. It's important to say that all 6 kids are boys and my mother-in-law is in some sick, crazy girl phase. Ever since we made the announcement, my mother-in-law convinced herself that I was pregnant with a girl. I told her that once we knew the gender, she'd be the first person to know. Lo and behold, it was a boy. We told my mother-in-law we were having a boy, but she was still convinced it was a girl. She told the whole side of the family that it was a girl, and I corrected her, but she told them I was just annoyed because I wanted a boy first. I wanted a healthy baby. I didn't give a damn about the sex. She told them that we are naming the girl after her mom, which we will never do because my hubby hates his grandma. When the baby shower gift started to come, I noticed a lot of things that wasn't in the register, like embroidered things with the grandma's name on it. Well, the baby was born, and imagine the surprise, it was a boy, just like we have been telling everyone. The problem, for them at least, is that now the baby has plenty of girl clothes that we plan on putting on our son, specifically for his family video calls and for pictures with them. After Saturday, my mother-in-law gave us a call and started screaming because we were making the elders uncomfortable for not sticking to a masculine color scheme for the baby's clothes. She said we have to stop being childish. She just thought my belly shape was more like a girl than for a boy. I told my mother-in-law that we will not be changing the baby's clothes and just to wait until the dresses start fitting. He will look adorable. Am I the asshole for not wanting to be the babysitter at my friend's wedding? So I, 22 female, love babies. I've always wanted kids, but I want to wait until I'm married to have them. I don't mind watching kids at all, but I dread going to an event and everyone just dumping their kids on me just because they know I like kids. Last month, my friend and a couple of others had lunch together to plan more of her wedding. I was at work and I was unable to attend. They decided that since I was okay with watching the bride's child, I should be okay with watching everyone else's kids too. They decided to set up a daycare-like area at the venue where I would watch the kids. I didn't even know they planned this until yesterday. I told my friend, the bride, that I would only watch her kid. That's all I agreed to. She argued that since I work in pediatrics and I actually like kids, I should have no problem handling 7 to 10 kids. I told her no, I only agreed to watch her child because it was her wedding. I tried to reason and say that if the other parents were willing to pay me for watching their kids, then I would be fine with it. But she said she didn't want to make them pay for something that should be free. Am I the asshole? I kind of feel like one now because she said there are 2 families that aren't coming because they were under the impression there would be free childcare at her wedding, and she's saying I ruined her wedding. Everyone else is telling me just to be nice and help her out because she's already stressed enough. Am I the asshole for not letting my matron of honor hold her baby during my wedding ceremony? I am getting married at the end of July. My sister, 29, is my matron of honor and she's currently pregnant with her 4th child. Her due date is a few weeks before my wedding and I cannot be more excited to meet my new nephew. However, she has been making some comments that are a bit worrying to me. She has repeatedly told me that she's going to hold her new baby as she walks down the aisle, regardless of my thoughts, despite the fact that her husband will be at the wedding and able to hold the baby. She plans to hold her baby during the ceremony and even feed him if she needs to. This is not a long Catholic wedding ceremony, just a regular old cutesy outdoor wedding. Probably 20 minutes long. I told her she should feel welcome to have her new little baby with her during the day while we are getting ready, but when it comes down to walking the aisle, I would not like her to be holding the baby. The baby could cry, poop, need to eat, etc. And she has insisted that she'll be holding her baby during the wedding, otherwise she will not be in the wedding. My sister has insisted that she will be holding her baby during the wedding, otherwise she won't be attending. In addition to the baby holding dilemma, she has jokingly told me that she will call me a bad aunt in her wedding speech, or she will get her other kids to object in the middle of my wedding. I think she's trying to be funny, but all of these comments are frustrating and hurting my feelings. So am I the asshole for telling my sister she can't hold her baby?
I have never been more repulsed in my life. So my puppy just learned how to play fetch. And last night I was playing fetch with him, as you do with a puppy. And I was sitting in the living room and I was throwing his stuffed animal into the kitchen. And from where I was sitting, I could not see the kitchen. I'd literally just throw his stuffed animal in the kitchen. He'd go get it and bring it back to me, whatever, literally playing fetch. But like I said, I cannot see into the kitchen from where I'm sitting. So I don't know where I'm throwing his stuffed animal that we're playing fetch with. We're playing for like 5 minutes and I realized that every time he brings me back the stuffed animal, it keeps getting more and more wet. And at first I'm like, well, maybe it's from him biting it and holding it in his mouth. And then I'm like, no, there's no way it could be that wet, because at this point my hands were soaked and the stuffed animal was dripping liquid. So then I start feeling my hands and I realize my hands are now sticky. So I throw the stuffed animal again and I follow my dog into the kitchen. Turns out every time he would grab the stuffed animal, he would drag it through a puddle of his piss. On purpose. So I'm going to jail. The other day, I got a lawsuit in the mail for a TikTok that I posted because I accidentally showed a picture of the person and then their full name, which caused people to find out who they are and what school they go to. So they got suspended from school and now their family's filing a lawsuit against me, right? So here's an update on the situation. I have court in like a week and a half. And so far, it's looking like I'm gonna win. Because it's not my fault that people found out what school he goes to. Like, yeah, it is. Okay, listen. Like, I'm not the one that called his school. I'm not in control of what people do on the internet. So we think I'm gonna win the case. If not, I'll be going to juvie. I will be going to JDC. Yeah, I'm not sure for how long. I'm guessing only like a couple months. But I'd prefer if that didn't happen. My Alexa just said something. But anyways, I'll let you know after the court date, and I'll have a YouTube video on it after the situation. So my sister got caught vaping, right? My dad found not 1, not 2, not 5, but 8 vapes in her pillow, right? So my dad was like, yeah, you're grounded, as any child would be for having 8 vapes in their pillow. Well, can somebody explain this to me? My dad grounded her, but guess where she's at right now? Take a guess. She's on her way to go on vacation with her boyfriend this weekend. She's grounded, but she's literally on vacation for the weekend with her boyfriend right now. Do I need to, like, pick up a Nick stick to, be able to go on vacation with my boyfriend? I'm a little confused. This doesn't sound like a punishment. You're making me want to pick up a Nick stick. You are. You know what? I want to be grounded now. Why on vacation with her boyfriend right now? What?
My sister can see ghosts. Story time. When we were younger, my sister used to claim that she could see ghosts all the time, but I never really believed her until this one night. I decided that I was going to sleep with my sister in her bedroom this night. A night that I will never forget. Now, my sister is someone who snores, very loud, I might add. So whenever I would sleep in her bedroom, I would hear her snoring throughout the whole night. Well, on this particular night, I could hear her snoring, but then all of a sudden she gets silent. I look over to see if she's okay, and she's propped up in bed and pointing at the closet. And she's kind of freaking me out, so I'm like, "Are you okay?" And she turns to me with this really scared look on her face, and she says, "There's someone in the closet." And as soon as she says that, something spooks her and she runs out of the room. But the creepiest part about this whole situation is that after she left, I heard footsteps run out the room after her. My aunt tried to poison my mom. Story time. So one thing to keep in mind is that my mom and my aunt do not get along. And a few years ago, my aunt was going through some financial troubles, so she had to come live with us for a little while. And since she was going through a little bit of troubles, her and my mom came up with this deal that my aunt would just help around the house, you know, like cook dinner, clean up, stuff like that. Well, about 2 weeks after she moved in, my mom started to become really sick. And we literally had no idea what was causing it. My mom was just having severe stomach pains. And it got so bad that my mom ended up passing out and we had to rush her to the emergency room. Well, they ended up running some tests and come to find out my mom had bleach in her system. So my dad gets angry and starts questioning my aunt, and my aunt confesses to putting bleach inside of my mom's food every time she cooked for her. It was so bad that if we waited any longer, my mom would have died. There was a demon sleeping in my bed. Story time. So growing up, me and my brother used to share a room. And not only did we share a room, but we shared a bed as well.